Hello and welcome back to the Tyler Henderson Show. We got a great one that we cooked up for you tonight. We're going to be talking all about HR 1137. What the heck, dude? We're talking about Pete Hegseth getting humbled at his little hearing or whatever happened. And we're also going to talk about updates in the Middle East, because what's even happening over there? Does anybody really know? Iran, America, what's even going on there? Has anything even happened? And then you have Israel hitting Lebanon despite the ceasefire, because this is what Israel does. You'll notice very quickly, this is what Israel does. They are not very peaceful. Anyway, hold on. Actually, why is everybody losing money, going out of business? This great value water bottles, like kind you get from Walmart, they got rid of the plastic. Are they going broke? They got rid of the little plastic labels. Now they just engraved great value into the water. There's no more label. It's just engraved in the plastic. Everybody's going out of business. What airline went out of business? Spirit Airlines, one of the biggest American airlines, one of the biggest all-American airlines, out of business. Daily Wire fired half their staff. Oh, Trump wants to acquire Spirit Airlines for military use, but Daily Wire totally, they laid off, they fired over half of their freaking staff. What's going on? And you know what? Great value water bottles, bro, they're not going to get a bailout. Those airlines, they're not going to get a bailout. But you know who? We just have to talk about this really quick. Daily Wire is going to get bailed out. Some Jewish donor will step in and give them $1 billion. It's not going to matter. This is the thing. It doesn't matter what you do to Daily Wire. Daily Wire is always going to be here because Daily Wire has enough influence, like Jewish influence, that they're always going to get bailed out by somebody. Some Jewish donor will just be like, here, Benny boy. And then Matt Walsh, one of the only like decent people that work at the Daily Wire, he posted on Twitter the other day. He was like, the defining line in the Republican Civil War, the conservative Civil War, should be, are you against gay marriage, and are you pro-life? Who even cares about that stuff? The defining line should be, are you America or Israel first? Son, what's even going on? You just watch. Daily Wire will always be around. Daily Wire's not going anywhere. I just had to get that out of the way. It's kind of upsetting me. But anyway, HR 1137, the big news, the terrible bill that they're trying to pass, basically by 2027, and it may slip past 2027. Not sure when it's going to take effect, but they want 2027. All 2027 model vehicles will have cameras, AI, and microphones in your car. Now, this will be manufacturer decided. It's not mandatory for every vehicle, but certain manufacturers, certain car companies will put AI cameras and microphones in the vehicles to detect impaired driving. Not just drunk driving. No. Are you distracted? Are you drowsy? Are you tired? Are you drunk? They don't care, son. They're just going to pull your car over. Already dropped an F-bomb. You might want to write that down. Just going to pull your car over, dude, and be like, no more driving for you, actually. Total government overreach. Hello. That's not okay. And if this happens, if some big car manufacturer wants to put all these gadgets in your vehicle, don't buy it. I don't care if it's GM. I don't care if it's Ford. I don't care if it's Chrysler. Don't buy it. Boycott these people. F these people. Okay, so, and Ford already has patents out for it. Ford is already working on technology like this, and a lot of the technology is already in the vehicles. They just don't have it to where it's going to get shut down. A lot of vehicles, like big high-end vehicles, have microphones, have cameras, and they're recording your data and stuff and sending it. They'll be sending it to your insurance companies. So Ford has several patents out and applications focused on driver impairment detection using cameras, sensors, and all AI machine learning. These include biometric monitoring, systems that scan your iris track, facial expressions, read lip movements, and monitor heart rate to analyze driving behavior to determine if you're impaired, drunk, fatigued, distracted, or even in panic. And they're going to take these and they're going to report them to your insurance agency. They're going to report speeding, hard braking, acceleration, cornering, time of day and night driving, drowsiness, distraction alerts, potentially impairment related events if the system flags something. LexisNexis, or how do you say that? That is a weird. Why are things weird? LexisNexis or Verisk can share with insurance companies who use it to create risk scores, influence your premiums. Son, government overreach. Hello, they're literally going to take your data and send it to your insurance company, and they're going to say, hey, charge them more. This is all to get more money from you. They don't care. They don't care about drunk driving. This isn't for drunk driving. This is for whenever Agenda 2030 comes in play, when the New World Order comes in play, and they say, hey, no more driving for you. Hey, you've exceeded your carbon limit for the week. Why don't you try to drive on Monday again? Like, put the keys down until Monday. You're not driving anymore. Or what they're probably going to do is say, hey, you get to drive this many miles a week. You want to go over that? Pay us money. They're already doing that to companies, to factories and stuff that emit stuff into the air that's pollution or whatever. They're not doing anything to actively fix the environment. No, they're just charging you money. They're just charging these factories money to run. It is all for them to make money. And they're not doing anything to actively fix the environment, to actively offset the carbon that's being emitted or whatever it is they say it's being emitted. No. You want to fuck up the planet? Just give us money. It's fine. We don't really care. Just give us money. And this is all going to tie into control. This is all a control element or just a way to make money. And I'm leaning more towards control because you see it everywhere. There's censorship. There is rules and laws that are just ridiculous. Free country, my ass. But anyway, it just makes me mad. And like I said, they could already do it. You want to know why the new Fords are $200,000? It's because of the $60,000 worth of spyware that they have in their vehicles. It's because of all the unnecessary electronics. Ford is definitely going to have this. 2027 models are definitely going to have these AI cameras, microphones. They're definitely going to have this. Ford locks their ECMs. You cannot tune an ECM on a Ford vehicle because they're locked. Now, not older ones. I had somebody get on my the other day on Facebook and tell me I was an idiot. I wasn't talking about like the Ford you probably drive. I'm talking about the new Fords that have just rolled out in the past 5 years, 2020 and up probably. These things are insane, bro, electronically. But yeah, Ford, they lock their ECMs, and so you can't just tune them. You're not going to be able to just turn this off. This isn't something that, okay, it's on here, all right, get HP tuners, all right, get an Autel scanner. No, good luck. Good luck. This is here to stay. Even when you buy and even whenever you pay off the vehicle, you can't just turn it off. No, you are going to be monitored, you're going to be tracked, and you're probably going to be charged just to drive the car more than 500 miles a week. Even when you buy and pay for it. But anyway, when they do this, don't buy their cars. I would prefer to drive something older than I am, but no, it doesn't always work like that. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about Pete Hegseth. He got totally humbled by a whole bunch of people in Congress. All right, so I'm not entirely sure what this hearing was. I know it was about the war, and it was with Hegseth. Bro, what's her name? Sarah Jacobs? Yeah. Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs. I like her. Fiery. Tore this guy a new asshole. I have to bleep it. Tore him a new asshole. Absolutely fiery. Amazing. I loved it. Now it is the 62nd day of the war, I want to say. Congress can vote an end to this war. I don't know why they haven't. Oh, because they're probably all making money from it while me and you are getting f***ed. But anyway, Congress can vote an end to this war at any time. It is the War Act's power, I think is what it's called. It's an amendment. right? I want to say. Not sure what it is exactly, but they can vote it into it at any time. They just got to do it because there's only like 60 days that you can have a war of choice, or it's something like that. I'm not going to pretend to know exactly what it is. You can research it. I probably should have researched it prior to telling you about it, but they can vote it into it at any time. But here are some pretty cool clips of Sarah Jacobs, Sharon Hegseth, a new
lives are at stake. So, Mr. Secretary, you are with the president a lot, and it pains me to even have to ask this about our president, but my constituents' lives are at stake. Do you believe that the president is mentally stable enough to be the commander-in-chief?
Did you ask the same question of Joe Biden for 4 years?
Mr. Secretary, Joe Biden is not the president. Mr. Trump has been president for a year and a half, and I'm asking you
did
right
not,
now.
and I won't even engage with the level of disparagement that you're putting on the commander-in-chief, who indeed is. Meeting
Mr. Secretary,
every single day.
Mr. Secretary, Biden is not the president.
He's the sharpest, most insightful commander-in-chief we've had in generations. And you want to compare? You want to ask that question after you and your fellow Democrats defended Joe Biden, who could barely speak and didn't know what day of the week it was?
As you know,
he governed through an auto pen.
When
he had a Secretary of Defense who went AWOL for a week. I can't
Mr.
be gone
Secretary,
for 10 days. For 10 minutes.
I will reclaim my time.
Gentlelady's time. She's reclaimed it.
So, as Mr. Jimenez said, we should be taking leaders at their word. So, is there a reason that we should not be taking our leader at his word?
Iran should not underestimate the will of President Trump and the United States military to achieve our mission.
Okay, well, I want you to know this is not a partisan thing. In fact, many Democrats have had, many Republicans have had these same questions. Marjorie Taylor Greene said he's out of control and he's gone insane. Candace Owens said the 25th Amendment needs to be invoked. Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, who you used to work with, Alex Jones, Stephanie Grisham, the list could go on. So how do I explain to my constituents that while they are in harm's way, their commander-in-chief is posting these unhinged posts?
The auto pin. Shut up. Oh my God, I'm so sick of it. Recycled every single time, bro. Every single time. Deflect. Biden. What about Biden? Biden actually stood in the way of war with Iran. You don't want to hear that. I know, and that makes me sound like a liberal. I don't care. Who stopped it? Biden actually stood in the way of the war with Iran. All right. You guys came in and you said, okay, Benjamin, here's my hole. And just took it. And just took war with Iran. And you me. And you everybody else. But anyway, here's another good clip we're going to throw up there. I'm so sick of the deflection. Every single time that you ask a question about Donald Trump, it's, oh, what about the Democrats? Oh, what about Biden? Oh, same thing every single time. And the writing is insane. Hegseth just absolutely writing, bouncing it, doing tricks on it for Trump. Insane. And I am so tired of it. Anyway, here's another clip. We're ready.
The same courage that Democrats had. Mr. Secretary, you keep saying that he is the best commander-in-chief we've ever had, the best negotiator.
Talk to the troops.
13 American troops have died. More than 380 have been wounded. The Strait of Hormuz, which was wide open, is now closed. Less than 90% of traffic through the strait is still not going despite the ceasefire. The Iranian regime is still in power. It still has nuclear material. The war is costing Americans billions of dollars. And Mr. Secretary, if you think that this is what winning looks like, then maybe we should be questioning your mental stability. Maybe you are the one responsible for this failure, and the president should think about replacing you. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields
for the
back.
wrong
Chair, I
side.
recognize
Not
the gentlelady
surprising.
from Virginia, Miss Kiggins.
I love her. Is she married? Anyway, to her point, we're gonna pivot. We're gonna get into the Middle East. She absolutely tore him up. She's great. Love her. Anyway, so we're kind of in a pickle with the Iran thing, right? Now we're at the point of if we walk away from Iran, then if we just declare victory, pull out. Now Iran is arguably in an economically better spot than they were in 60 whatever days ago. If they have control of the strait and they really start charging the tax, here's the thing. They are going to be rich. If they really charge that $2 million tax or whatever because they want every single ship that passes through the strait to pay $2 million just to go through. They didn't have that before this war started. Okay. We're in a pickle where if we leave, then it looks like Iran sort of won. It almost looks like, okay, the United States threw everything they had at us. We're still here. We're still standing. And then that kind of also discredits us as well, because now if we don't destroy Iran, if we don't leave them totally defenseless, if we don't win, if we don't get everything that we want, what was even the point? Because what have we really done in Iran besides drag out fighting for 60 days? What have we really accomplished? We don't have their enriched uranium. We don't even have control of the Strait of Hormuz anymore. We killed their leadership. We haven't. I mean, is there a new regime? Yeah. Have we had full and total regime change? I don't think so. Who knows, really? All I'm trying to say is we're in a slight pickle, and if we leave now, 2 weeks of this war, I remember everybody saying, Trump, just leave, just declare victory, just say we're done. If you did this in week 2, week 3, week 4, yeah, cool. You could have done that. Now you're kind of in a pickle, and you can't just leave because everybody knows that you're bullshitting. Everybody knows that we didn't win. We didn't achieve everything militarily that we wanted. And if we leave and they have control of the strait, brother, like, it is so bad. It is so much worse than you think. But whatever. What does it even matter, right? What does it even matter? What's it matter to you and me? They scream death to America. Oh, well, we give death to Iran. Literally. They chant death to America. We give death to Iran. We are literally bombing them in fleets for Israel. It's whatever. War of choice for Israel. Congress isn't even going to vote to end it. And if they do, let's freaking go. But that's not going to happen, obviously, because I feel like it would have already happened. Who knows? We'll see. Tomorrow's a Monday. Tomorrow's a business day. Hopefully things are getting done tomorrow. But then you have the situation with Israel and Lebanon. There was a ceasefire between them, the first ever ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, I think. Something generational or something like that. Something that just to dick ride Trump, they said. Now Israel's bombing Lebanon again because can't have peace with Israel. They always do this. Are they going to throw me in jail? Hopefully not. Who knows? It makes me upset. Like, it really just drains the energy straight out of me just talking about this bullshit. Just straight bullshit. Anyway, I think that's pretty much... How long are we even in? Kind of a shorter watch, really, because I think that's it. I think that's all I got to say. Because, yeah, there's no comments. The war in Iran is painfully boring. It's so bad. Like, does anybody even want to talk about the war in Iran anymore? Does it even matter? We have $4 gas. Everything's falling apart. Other than about the gas prices, what are you supposed to say? They've been bombing each other for the last 60 days. Does it even matter? Does it even matter anymore? All right. I noticed the other day, I like run like a secondary show on my Snapchat. Prior to doing the show, I was just posting on Snapchat about how I feel, you know, things that upset me. Every time I make a post about like anything political, like I get like 10 replies, maybe like 12. Maybe like 12 people will slide up and be like, yeah, man, it is, man. But I posted the other day about the gas prices. I posted, it was at $3.79, and I was like, just wait, the spot price for oil is like $140 a barrel, so it's only gonna get worse. And then in like 30 hours, it went up 20, so it went from $3.79 to $3.99, and I posted that, bro. I said, look, I told you so. 20-cent increase in like 20 hours, something like that. I don't remember. And I posted that. I'm not even kidding you. Like 30 people slid up, way more people than normal slid up. All anybody cares about is the gas prices. Like, all right, Goyim, gas prices, right? Yeah, let's get the gas prices back in check so you can drag your squatted truck up and down Main Street for 45 minutes a night. I don't know. It just makes me so upset that you don't care about the political state, but you care about the gas, right? I get it. I understand. Politics isn't for everybody. So anyway, hopefully you stayed and watched the whole show. What? Oh. Well, yeah, it's because I twisted it. Grabbed and twisted. Anyway, hopefully you watched till the end. There's no comments because we fell off. We fell off hard. You can see we hit like 1.3k views on a video. Then we hit 90 views on a video. Then it was like, then it peaked up again and it was like 187. And then it was like 90. And then it was like 70. And then it was like 70 again. And then it was like 50 on the last one, or 60. I don't know. People hate us. People don't F with us. So now I've been spitballing for how long? 3 minute spitball. Let's go. All right. Thank you to all 10 of you that are going to watch this. We'll see you in the next one.